Log number 12,502. I was so close to finally playing out my tragedy and ascending another black star to the sky. But no, here the Awakens stand, destroying another one of my chess pieces. Before I could flip the table, I realized something. It's getting too easy, isn't it? Now that there's more of them, of course they'll be able to cut the strings quicker. And if they keep cutting at this pace, then... well, we haven't gotten there yet, have we? Still, they're playing smarter. And that made for an interesting episode.
Okay. And so with that, they ended up figuring out that the person who was the wolf the entire time was the person who they thought was safe and had died at the very first round. And it turns out the entire game of Rabbit Doubt had been set up by them the entire time, and they would continue to kill everyone because everyone was murderers and liars anyways.
This sounds awfully familiar.
Does it?
Yeah, oddly relevant.
Where did you say you got this one again?
It's a book I read. It's called Doubt. It's a game about people playing a game of doubt where one person's a murderer, everyone else are rabbits.
Modern comic books seem a lot darker than I expected.
Well, this one's not a comic book. This one's a manga. It's from Japan, actually.
Oh.
I think I'll just stick to the telly.
Yes. I prefer Beano, to be honest.
Huh. I was familiar with that one.
Honestly, by this point, I've just started assuming everything you're saying is future shit that I'm not going to understand.
Oh, it probably is. It came out in the early 2000s.
Yeah, there you go.
Popular culture, man. What are you going to do?
Well, it wasn't popular for me. Didn't fucking exist.
Yeah, even this one's not as popular as others could be. It's just one that I liked.
It's a shame. For, comic books in my time, we'd be allowed to read them, but then we'd have to use them as toilet paper straight afterwards because they were rationing toilet paper at the time.
Yeah. I really wish you guys hadn't done that. Some comics that you did that to are worth so much now because of that.
Well, if I ever get out, I'll make sure to preserve them, and if I'm still alive by that point, somehow find their way back to you.
Ooh.
I remember this new comic book series just coming out on the horizon recently that was about these children and their dog or something like that. Something about nuts. I don't remember.
There was a lot of comic books published at one point. So many.
I'll get back on it.
Anyway, I guess we should get back to the matter at hand.
Yes, fascinating as this comic books is.
It's like, I love hearing about stories from the future as much as the next guy, but kind of have to figure out who the next person is going to be.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know about y'all, but I noticed a bit of a pattern for some of these people. And it's...
I think we've been struck by a robot curse.
Oof.
As I was saying,
Yes, you were saying.
I don't know what happened there. I kind of
The
dozed
boy's
off
having
a
a
bit.
ripple, it seems.
I'm very tired.
Ugh.
It kind of happens. Anyway, some of these people have kind of had a pattern to them. Has anybody else noticed this?
Yes,
Agreed.
I've tried
Yeah.
to point it out from the beginning.
Not that I can think of.
Well, there's one who always pairs with what I can only assume by this point, now that we've seen her, is Christine. There's a few others that usually have some strange, like exotic names. Could be something from their past. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. I'm throwing my line out, hoping that I get a catch.
Well, do we want to see about figuring out what one's the best to maybe poke at next?
Maybe it's
Exactly.
better to just split across and just try and pair up with one of them.
Agreed. The murder god can't stop us all if we each go for one person.
Of course.
Besides, what's the point in
Yeah.
having so many of us if we're not gonna put that to good use?
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
One person per... What are we calling them? Like, I've taken the... just receding to the fact that they're not people yet, so I don't know what we're calling them.
The murder god calls us awakened, maybe unawakened for ease of reference, or...
Yes, I thought that was logical.
I mean,
Yeah.
So the
I
sleeping.
guess that's for sake of
Well, the
convenience,
sleeping,
I guess,
yes.
but
Sleeping, the dreamers, whatever. That's what
No,
we do.
Percy's
valid.
the dreamer.
yeah.
Alright, well,
So who takes who?
I guess we'll figure that out along the way. I'm gonna take the one who's always buddy-buddy with our newest psycho friend.
Y'all are talking about Christine, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd sort that one. Not sure how we're gonna get through that, but I'm sure we'll find a way.
Well, something will present itself. I could maybe go after that John. That they keep showing up quite often for someone that's not here in the bar.
Actually,
Yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? They always have the
Yeah.
same name.
Yes.
There's always some
Yeah.
take on John, it seems.
Never really noticed it until you pointed it out.
now that y'all mention it, the shot in the dark here, but Doctor, y'all have been in quite a few of these scenario whatchamacallits, right? You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you?
His name is John. He goes to the bathroom. He's pretty quiet, honestly. Haven't been able to get much out of him.
Oh.
Never really seems to talk during the games.
So no connection then.
Kind of just in the
Alright.
background, yeah.
Well, speaking of names, I assume I can go after the one who takes the fancy names, although I'm not too sure on the connection with that.
Oh, that's right. I'd been thinking about that one. The one that was Zuli the Beheader, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Oh, I remember that one. Those names, they're various different names from the Dark Souls franchise. You have Irina of Karim, you have Zuli the Witch, you have Carla, you have various different ones that show up from those video games.
I'm not sure I follow.
Tommy, we've been
Video
over
games?
this.
Tommy, I'm giving you the look of I am about 100 years older than you.
It's a really hard video game franchise. So imagine a story that you read in a book, but you actually play the game on an electronic screen.
You lost me.
You've lost me.
Is that like Pong, or...
Pong is so much simpler, but yes, Pong is a video game. It's
Alright, so you take the only one that you understand.
I could, but I'm already gonna go find out what we can get with John.
Yeah, I'll take it, don't worry.
Okay, I'll let you know if there's more of them that pop up, because there's a lot of characters from Dark Souls, because it's a very difficult game.
Alright, well,
That
where
works
does
for
that
me.
leave me?
I guess we'll figure it out along the way, now won't we?
Yes.
I suppose.
Yes.
In the meantime, I think I'll focus my efforts on trying to talk to Christine.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
It's a good idea, since she is still asleep, it seems.
Yeah.
And she remembers. I need to find out why.
Yeah.
I think you have the better chance of reaching out to her.
Y'all were able to
You've been
poke
here
holes
longer
into
than
everyone
most.
else here, right? I'm sure with just a little bit of shaking, y'all will be able to get to her.
Oh, of
Let's
course.
hope so.
Just a bit of shaking. all it takes.
Yeah.
It's all it took for you, it's all it took for Tommy, it's all it took for Grace. Just a bit of shaking.
I just wish it didn't lead to... I just wish it didn't lead to the route it took.
You okay?
It'll be
Yeah.
fine. We'll get out of here. I'm certain. Oh, great.
Oh.
Sure, fuck it, why not? I'm very tired. Speaking of which, do you really need to keep reminding us that time doesn't exist? We kind of got it by now. It's not. It's not. It really doesn't. Being repeatedly told what we got going on, it's we got it.
Excuse me, Miss God of Murder. It appears that you're not projecting yourself through the void.
It appears I'm not projecting myself through the void. Cool. Well, that is a shame because I was really happy with that. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Vinny's made me a drink. Vinny's been talking to dead air for a bit there. Everything is fine. Everything is going fine. This has been a good day. I'm just gonna drink this and pretend that I've never made a mistake in my life.
Yeah, hopefully you don't mind a bunch of different mixed liquor.
You know what?
One or two mistakes doesn't account for everything, you know?
Yes, and for the dark nature of your game, it is structured very well, I must admit.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you two being nice to me?
This is the
Percy's
point
always
of
been nice to you.
I'm gonna take a sip of this drink. And, I'm going to change the topic now, because this is weird, and I'm not sure how to deal with this, so... Alright, so let's get to the game, shall we?
We're waiting.
Of course.
Alright, everyone. Let me take you into our first game, shall we? With the new objective in their minds, I opened the portal, so to speak, and let them pass through to the first game, Gates, home to the test wing of puncture learning facilities. Or, in its simplified version, shoot holes into walls with cosmic gun and hope you don't die along the way. Oh, who am I kidding? The whole point was someone had to die along the way. Also, I got to be a mean robot, so that was fun. At any rate, Vincent and Percy wasted no time in choosing their targets, Carolyn and Cavern Richards. And well, I'll let you see how it went.
Actually, I'm gonna take a veto on that one and push that back.
Excuse me, Vincent Reed, this is not a part of the test. We have to proceed.
I don't care if it's a part of the test. I want to meet my
Vincent.
fellow test subjects.
Vinny, we do not have time
It's
for
my
this.
turn.
What is time? What is time?
Well, time is a tool that you put on the wall, presumably.
We do not have
Perhaps
time
you
for
can
these
wear it on your
references. We
wrist.
do not have time for these references. However, I will acknowledge that it is your turn. Proceed, Subject Vincent Marshall Reed.
God, you're in character. All right. Let's see. Who's it gonna be? You. Carolyn?
Yes, Mr. Reed? That's your name, right?
Yeah, that's my name. Call me Vinny. I don't care. Come here for a second.
Okay. Yes, sir?
I want to get to know you, Carolyn. I want to meet you. What's your last name? Do you have one?
Carolyn. Carolyn Lynn. As dumb as it is.
Oh.
Carol Lynn.
That's adorable. Nothing more. So, I feel like I know you, Carolyn. Do you feel that too? It might be weird, it might be strange, but I feel like I've kind of met you before.
No, you're right. I get the feeling from you somehow. Some oddly enough, I trust you. That's weird.
Oddly enough, I trust you as well, and I trust you to be open with me on certain things. You're gonna do that, right?
Well,
You can call us friends.
I'd call us friends today, Mr. Reed.
There we go. Nice to meet you, Carolyn.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Reed. I mean Vincent, excuse me.
Like I said, call me Vinny.
Vinny.
So, Carolyn, now, I have a very important question for you.
Yes?
Does anything feel off about what's going on?
Well, you know, it's where we are. It's yes, actually, there's someone missing, and I don't know how to deal with it. Chrissy on the list. She was supposed to be on the list. Chrissy is supposed to be on the list, but I can't find her anywhere.
Who's Chrissy?
She's very important to me. A co-worker, a friend, maybe a little bit more. I'm just very worried about her. She's been so off recently.
Off how?
So angry. So hurt. So I feel as though we're going to separate at some point, and I don't want that. I'm so afraid.
She must be really close to you, huh?
Oh, she's everything. I would die for her.
Well, hopefully we can find them soon.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Vinny. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little worried about a friend.
Yeah. Right. A friend.
I believe that
Oh.
Percy wanted to speak to Cavern Richards.
Wait, no, I
Yes,
don't.
let us do
don't-
that.
this
I
is,
believe I overheard that you wanted to speak to Cavern Richards.
Yes,
So-
I don't have to do
No,
that.
by all means, please proceed. The game can wait, Subject Percy Blackwood. You are, after all, so very good at talking with other people.
She
Good
snapped
luck.
her fingers,
You're
everything's
cute.
paused. It's all you, brother.
Of course. Yeah, be a man. Be more of a man. Hey, Miss Richards, moment, if you will.
Yeah, I've got time. What do you need?
Yeah, so, so I've been noticing those, lemons that y'all keep throwing around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, just seems like y'all really have a thing for Miss M, don't you?
Well, I mean, have you seen her? Beautiful machine. Absolutely stunning piece of technology.
I suppose that's one way about putting that. So what y'all seeing her anyway?
As in literally or figuratively, because I'm seeing a lot of wires right now. You good there? Too much asbestos?
I guess so. Just had something in my throat. I guess I meant something more along the lines of more of like a mental or emotional state, maybe.
Ah, emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
How so?
I don't really know. You know, I've thought about it a lot, but I don't know. It's just a feeling. It's kind of like, you know, when you look at a really ripe lemon and you just want to set it on fire. It's kind of like that. But like, inside.
I'm sure I could make some sort of analogy to that. Sure. Have y'all ever felt the human touch before?
Are you asking if I fuck a kid?
No, whoa, no, gosh, no. I just, Well, have y'all ever been loved before? I guess. I mean...
I think I have. I like to think I have, anyway.
I think we all like to feel that. Well, it's nice to know you have these feelings for Miss M. Perhaps I could...
Oh, Murdos. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But perhaps I could help you figure this out. If y'all are willing to help me. Willing to let me?
Yeah, that sounds nice. It sounds real nice.
Always nice to have a friend
It's weird
on your side.
It's weird you call her that. Murdos. Where'd you get that name?
Oh, to be honest, I don't really know. I'd never even heard that name until recently. I guess that...
Strange.
I'm a new... I guess I was a new test subject.
You know, it's weird. I've always called her Scarlet.
Scarlet?
And you are gone!
Well, but Miss M, that
My
was
apologies,
cut
Subject
short.
Percy Blackwood. Subject Cavern Richards has been forcibly removed from the test.
That seems a little sudden, don't you think?
He was a gardener.
I mean, I think that was a given, but still, I just...
Percy Blackwood, please proceed to the other test subjects.
Yes, Miss M.
Percy, go.
Yes, Miss M. I still love you.
Oh, come now. I couldn't have them revealing too much, now could I? There needs to be a dramatic build-up, otherwise the payoff will be as flat as the player's pulses. And speaking of that, Vincent led the team to victory, condemning both Estrella and Carolyn to burn in the incinerator. Oof. Anyway, after the tension throughout Gates, I thought it was time to lift the atmosphere with a wild and crazy game show! What better way to lighten the mood than an obstacle course? You like obstacle courses, right? Everybody loves obstacle courses. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it made for an interesting cast, for better or worse. For instance, there was some giant stone face that kept trying to steal my job as the host. What an asshole.
It's not an effective way to do this, but it's very fun. Almag, did you do it? I'm really suspicious of you.
If you want to learn the truth behind this stabbing, you could start by running into the room of the 3 gargoyles. Push in the right tongue, and a door might lead you down a staircase, where you can go yourself.
That's it. I officially accuse Almag.
Also, Grace was wearing some kind of weird bird outfit. At least she's getting into the spirit of the game, I guess. And, oh, how could I forget my favorite? Stephen Cutter. I was hoping he'd be back. So calm and collected, never raising an objection. He's such a delight, isn't he? But as much as I want to praise my pet, I mean player, it appears there were others that Grace and Tommy chose to focus on. Tommy took John, and Grace interrogated Filianore. The results? Well...
We could share, it's okay.
Hey, John. Hey.
Yeah?
Hey, we're on commercial break. Do you mind if we talk for a minute here?
Sure, I guess.
Okay, cool. So, okay, I feel like I've seen you around somewhere before. Where might I have seen you?
Everywhere, I guess.
Anywhere specific? I mean, there has to be something you've done that's important I might have seen you from.
I'm sorry, the music is distracting me.
You know what? There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the back, good old stage production. Haha, don't worry about it. I'm over here getting my coffee.
What were you saying?
Well, there has to be something I must have seen you do that was like something important that you've done that I would have seen you at.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, well, come on, like maybe I've seen you at something like the Olympics or something like that. Probably not like the big like summer or fall or whatever, Winter Olympics, those ones. Probably not one of those, but okay, so this is gonna sound a little weird. Do you remember being at the Spring Olympics?
Yes, I do.
Right. Because do you totally remember the Spring Olympics that aren't real?
Yes.
Cool.
What are you trying to say?
Well, just follow with me here. It's okay. Do you maybe remember killing anyone?
How did you know?
Well, I know because I was there with you at the Spring Olympics. Because we were both at the Spring Olympics, and we tried to stab the good doctor, and he turned into a velociraptor and ended up eating my face off. And then they voted you off because somehow dodgeballs equate to shark wrestling.
Yeah, I remembered that. I remembered killing a lot of people.
Well, that's fine. That's what this whole place is. We have to kill people. That's part of the game that everything is.
I would never do that.
Oh, I believe you. I would never kill anyone myself normally either. I get that. This place makes you kill people.
But it's not in my nature. I'm not supposed to.
No. It's okay. It's okay. I get that. We don't need to panic or anything. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
No. It's not. I can't have. I couldn't have. Did I?
Really no. You really didn't. It was just the game.
I'm sorry, I've got to catch my dog here. Sorry about that. You know what, guys? It is time for us to get back to the game. The commercial break is over. Let's get back to the game. Maybe you should stop hanging out so close to the contestants, Tommy. Stop freaking the contestants out, maybe?
You're right.
I can talk normally for a bit. Filianore.
Me?
Yes, hello, fellow child. You don't look like a child.
No, I'm a teenager.
You know what, close enough.
This is kind of weird. You're like really old.
I'm 20.
It's older than me.
Well, now that we're on break, I've just been watching the games and stuff, and, I guess you could say this is the Dark Souls of game shows. Am I right?
I mean, I guess. A lot of people dying?
Yes, there are a lot of... I guess Dark Souls lead to killing... Never mind.
What?
I don't know, it's just...
Are you okay, ma'am?
Sorry, I'm just not, I'm not used to this kind of, concept, so to speak. Although more recently, it's been a bit of a fascination. You see, I'm friends with Tommy, and he always reads me these, fantasy stories. They remind me a bit of that.
Oh, like what kind of fantasy? High fantasy?
Well, yes, that's one. I mean, he read me a story about wizards one time. That was quite nice.
Wizards. So cool.
Yeah.
I think wizards and dragons and princesses and nobility, that's just... it's so cool.
The nobility? Why specifically that?
Well, I guess it's just the aesthetic, you know, the pretty fabric, the gold, the castles. Oh, the castles. The aesthetic, the idea of owning land and being loved, and it feels... a castle. My dream's to live in a castle. The thing about... it's just... it all feels so familiar.
Yes, I could... When I was younger, my parents took me to the castles in Scotland. I always used to say I wanted to be a princess when I grew up. I mean, did you go and visit them a lot?
Well, no, but... it's weird,
Did you...
I've never... I have.
You did?
I don't just like I'm a princess. Oh, no. Oh, God. Wait, my father. Wait. No, I remember now. My father, I didn't do anything to stop him. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Hey, it's okay.
No, it's not. I've killed people. Innocent people. People that don't deserve it. People that... they were kind and they had families and they had friends and I wanted to be their friend.
We all have. All of our hands are stained with blood in the games.
No! Before that.
Before?
Well, anyway, it is time for us to get back. So, John apparently carries a boombox with him at all times, and Fido got loose, but, you know what? Let's move on. Grace decided she wasn't done yet, and she kept smuggling messages to Steven, trying to ask him what his deal was. But thankfully... Sorry, the sight of Steven driving a knife through her. I tried to warn her. You can't trust anybody in these games.
Steven, why would you kill Grace?
Oh.
No, if she was being nice to you, she was giving you all this stuff, why would you do that?
I'm really sorry. Truly, I am.
But why would you... No, you don't... She's been giving you stuff. She was trying to help you. Why would you do that? That's not cool at all, man.
I just woke up one day. Knife in my hand, a voice telling me to kill, and I just had to, you know? I don't like it. Sometimes there are
some voices you... No, listen.
I don't like it. I don't like...
No, it's okay. It's
people.
okay. It's okay. There are some things that you just gotta ignore in your head. Like the inner critique in your head. You just gotta ignore it. It's okay. But, like, are you really sorry for what you did?
That's a good question, Stephen Cutter, because the interesting thing is, with you and the other murderer, you actually have won.
Did you get help at all? Who helped you, dude?
Leonora, you might as well come forward. I couldn't have done this all myself.
I didn't...
You know what I felt?
I didn't think it mattered.
Were you guys just gonna kill us anyway?
I don't like killing people, but...
So you were just gonna leave us alone like this?
Does that make me a bad person?
I'm sorry, dude, but yeah, it does. That's not okay, man. Killing's not okay in general. Especially for someone who tried to help you.
But we were forced to.
Man. By who? Who tried to force you?
It was our role.
A role? What?
It's
wait, is this part of the game? Is this part of the game show?
Yes. Yes, it is, I suppose.
Oh,
But-
okay, alright. Listen, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna help you guys out.
No, it's not.
What?
No, it's not. You know the logical conclusion to all this, right? The murderers win, and that means no one else has to be alive at the end.
No. This is gonna be fine. I'm gonna help you guys. You said you didn't want to, so you don't have to.
Sweetie, shh.
What?
It's okay. It's okay. Shh.
No.
I'm sorry, but that's the way the game goes sometimes.
So, I'm just gonna be alone?
No. Shh. I would never leave you alone, sweetie. No, of course not, but can you just close your eyes for me?
Okay, I trust you.
Thank you. Stephen Cutter, proceed.
Sorry, little one.
Well, I guess that's game, isn't it? Well, good job, Mr. Cutter. Feeling alright?
As well as I can be.
You doing okay there, Filianore?
This is wrong.
Yeah, welcome to my world. How nice. It's been so long since the murderers climbed to victory. Too long. Well done, Stephen, my perfect player. At any rate, with the Awakened suffering a humiliating defeat, they returned to the bar. Here they all stood with some scrambled leads and no clues as to where to go. So I figured I'd help them out a bit. This time, I was willing to give the Awakened a little hint, to give them a push in a direction. Right or wrong, I'm not going to make it easy for them. Because at the end of the day, the Grace Killer could be anyone.
Well, that deserves a drink. That was fun. I actually enjoyed myself there.
Welcome back, everyone.
Where were you?
I was looking for Christine. I unfortunately could not find her.
Oh. Sorry about that.
Oh, joy. That's not good.
I feel so dirty.
You know, one of these times you gotta tell us how you're avoiding these games.
I would gladly if it comes up, but for right now, I'm just glad to avoid all that nonsense, you know?
I would be too.
Speaking of nonsense.
Are you okay?
How y'all? Yeah, I'm fine. How do y'all do? Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You just need some help?
I'm fine. How do y'all do?
Well, I spoke to Filianore, she called herself. She talked about living in a castle. Something about she couldn't stop her father. And something about killing a lot of people.
Well, that's pretty fucking fun.
Oh.
She said I think she was a princess?
And we got something to work with.
Yes.
So next time, the eccentric name, I guess we're just gonna call her Princess from now on. Fuck it.
What about you guys? What about the rest of y'all?
Well, Carolyn was, as suspected, very close to Christine. She noticed immediately that she wasn't here, and she seems to remember me as well.
She remembered you?
Said she trusted me.
Huh.
I got sentimental.
Memories.
Mm-hmm. don't have anything really pertaining to their particular person yet, but I think if we get to Christine, we can get to them.
It's a good idea.
What about you, Tommy?
That's a very interesting question. So John remembers.
Oh?
Remembers?
Like,
yeah, they remember killing and the games. They remember the Spring Olympics even.
Oh, I see.
They seem to remember killing a bunch of people like they've done through the course of these games, and they started to freak.
Well then.
I see.
Well, that's another thing to worry about, I suppose.
It appears that John is sort of skimming the surface, so to speak.
What about you, Percy?
Oh, well, well, I remember him mentioning something about a girl named Scarlet. I think he had some sort of emotional attachment, excuse me, emotional attachment to Miss Sam. Something like that. Honestly, I think I can kind of relate.
Alright, so we got a guy who's filling in the fucking bitch for whatever lover they once had. We got a princess. We got John, who is fairly self-explanatory by this point. And, what do we call this one? Friend, maybe?
I guess.
Yeah.
The friend, the lover, and the princess? And John?
That sounds about
Looks
right.
like it.
Pretty much.
I'm giving them titles so we remember them.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but... Sorry, just things are troubling me.
Like what?
I won't... You know what? I won't beat around the bush. This Stephen Cutter has appeared twice now. I just...
Has he?
Something's not right.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't noticed.
It's just... the way he holds himself, it's... so... formal, so... too optimistic.
Yeah, when was that he showed up last?
The circus.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if I was there for that one.
I feel like I have a strange recollection of that now that you mention it.
Well, I'd say this was a pretty successful day. Not only did we do what we needed, I got to have a laugh for fucking once. Who wants a drink?
Actually, I'll take one.
Andy,
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. What, are you not going to be nice this time?
Here,
nice.
I'll pour the ice. I got the ice.
Oh.
Percy, quit sucking up. What do you want to drink, bitch?
Can you make a Cosmo?
What's a Cosmo?
Sure.
Oh, I'm surprised you know it. All right, thank you.
If there's anything I know, it's drink.
Thank you. Yes,
A
thank
drink's
you.
a
Yes,
drink.
thank you.
Grace, Percy, Tommy, Doc, anything? I'm just going to ignore her existence for a minute.
Oh, no.
Okay, my actual friends.
I'll just have a water.
No.
Water? No. Let me at the very least get them a drink before you start throwing us through some bullshit again.
Fine.
I mean, she came here for a reason, didn't she?
She comes and goes for her entertainment, not for a reason. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what the reason is. I'm making this the comfort zone. Alright? Now, what do you want to drink?
Whatever y'all think won't get me buzzed.
Won't get you buzzed? I got juice boxes.
I'll take it.
That's for you. Tommy, I'm assuming the same?
Yes.
That's for you as well.
Yay.
Doc, what do you want?
I'm fine, Mr. Reed. Thank you for offering.
Of course. And Grace, water.
Thank you.
Are we
I'm
all
gonna
situated now?
Yep. I've
I
got
would
my
say so.
whiskey. What is it that you want?
Well, since you've all been doing so well, I figured it was time to up the ante. Since, you've all gathered so much information, and also I'm stalling a bit to make sure I'm not roboting because Discord's being weird. But if I sound, can you all hear me loud and clear before I continue?
You're a little roboty, as you say.
A little
Great!
rush.
Awesome.
A little bit.
I'm so glad. Give me a moment. There we go. Wow.
Keeps doing that.
Don't
that's
mind me,
okay.
I just vanished into thin air and then came back. It's fine. At any rate, let's continue. Since you're all doing so well, I think it's time to up the ante. It's no fun if we stick to the same stakes, right? So, let me tell you about the meta game.
Like the dice?
No. So you're all half-decent sleuths at this point, so maybe you've figured it out. I wasn't lying when I said that the Grace Killer is around you guys. They're somewhere. Our little game features a wolf in sheep's clothing, so that's fun, right?
Oh. I
They're awake?
thought much.
They're not. Someone who you spoke to today is the Grace Killer. There is a real murderer hiding amongst those shifting masks, and what do you suppose happens when that mask is removed? I'm just curious.
We cross that bridge when we get there. That's how we've gone so far.
Oh. That's fun. I'm proud that you have such confidence in your fellow man. That's very touching, but I will remind you that they are a serial killer.
I don't have any confidence in anyone. I don't give a shit.
Mr. Reed.
What? They're all killing each other. If you have any confidence in them now, then it's kind of poorly put.
It ain't exactly our choice, though.
No, it's not, and that's why I'm trying to give us a choice.
They had a choice. They
Yeah,
chose to kill
and
a lot
you
of
cheated
people.
them.
I didn't cheat them. They're here for a reason, same as you are. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a hint. No one is safe here while their masks still shift. The Grace Killer may be closer than you think. They might even be right beside you on occasion. I just figured I'd throw that out there. Hey, Dr. McGillicuddy, do you remember anything from the past 2 games? You don't, right? You said you were off looking for Christine. Would you care to elaborate what exactly that entails? Do you remember?
I don't.
Wait, what?
You don't?
What do you mean you don't?
I just remember setting out to look, and then it was black. I don't remember.
And you didn't find that odd enough to tell us?
I'm an old man. Memory's the first thing to go. I thought that was normal, you know?
Doc, you've been in here longer than anybody else, and yet you remember almost everything.
You've remembered every game. You helped me remember.
I get it. You're older. But time doesn't exist here. Symptoms don't grow. We're frozen.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I know what to tell you. We're keeping an eye on you. First of all. You're gonna have to stay a little closer than usual.
Y'all thinking he's lying like some no-legged dog?
No.
Come on, Mr. Reed.
No, I don't. Let's all calm down, because I'm not gonna let this bitch try to throw us off again.
We need to stay together.
You'll let what slide?
Oh, the bitch comment, everything else. You think it's such a good idea to stay together? The closer you get, the easier it is for one of you to stab each other in the back.
You know what's funny?
What?
The only reason I call you a bitch anymore is because it's my nickname for you now.
Charming.
I got nothing else to say. You've given me no name.
I don't have a name.
Yeah, and I don't believe that.
Whatever. Anyway, I think this is getting kind of tense. I'm gonna let you guys deal with this. think I'm gonna skedaddle.
Oh, you're actually going to leave for once, and you haven't even finished your Cosmo.
You know what? Hang on. Let me just...
Here I am, being such a nice host.
You are. You're incredibly kind, Vincent Marshall Reed. Maybe you should be focusing more on the people around you. I'm just saying, that might be a bit more important.
She's right.
Oh, she's right. But I've got trust.
We'll see how long that lasts you. Anyway, have fun theorizing, boys and girls. I think I should probably give you guys a few more weeks to think about this. This is, after all, a fascinating mystery, and I would hate to, mess anything up. So yeah, you just put those pieces together, see if you can work out the ending to all the different Hardy Boys books or whatever, see if that helps you. See you in a few weeks, right?
Sure.
Farewell.
I suppose.
You look uncomfortable, Doctor.
Your powers of observation are, as always, impeccable.
Unlike yours, Mr. How many games have you forgotten? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being mean.
Just stay away from him.
Oh, I will. Relax.
I do remember you saying you were leaving, weren't you?
I did. I am so sorry. It's just, this is so fun. I didn't get to do a lot this game. You understand. Alright. You all have fun theorizing. See you next game.